Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. This is episode 31. I have a guest joining today's show. His name is Luke Jackson. If you guys don't know who Luke Jackson is, Luke is a football player and he is also a kicker. And he's also a Boost Mobile athlete and he goes to Southern University. So without further ado, I think it is time to introduce Luke to the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. Luke, take it away and tell everyone what you're about.
Um, Honestly, thank you. I appreciate you for having me on. Um, my name is Luke Jackson. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been playing soccer all my life. So I think it was freshman year in high school. Started kicking the football around after practice with my friends, just messing around. And I was kicking it far in front of the football coaches. I remember they happened to see me. Came over to me, asked me if I wanted to join the team, signed me up on the spot. And just since then, it just took off. Football ever since. Um, I was an all American in soccer. I've always been good at soccer. It's my passion all my life. I grew up, parents played soccer, so it ran in the family. And then football just came, and then I took with it, and now I'm here. So
Okay, so how long have you been playing football for?
really, only since my beginning of my sophomore year of high school, after my soccer season ended, I did that, started messing around.
Okay, so now I see that on your Instagram you're a Boost Mobile athlete. How did that come into play? Obviously, because I saw that on your Instagram in your bio, and I was curious to know how that all came about. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, when the whole NIL stuff started, I was like, I have a pretty good following on TikTok, and like I had companies hitting me up, and the Boost Mobile had emailed me, emailed my coach saying how can I get in touch with Luke Jackson. We talked about it. We went over like the rules, went over a contract, and I liked it. I wanted to be a part of the family, and Boost Mobile is good. Like I love it, being a Boost Mobile athlete.
Yeah, so it's actually a really big start for you because I know the NIL recently just started up, and a lot of players are taking advantage of. I know I had your friend Robin Spoplan on this podcast as well for my last episode, and we talked about him building his brand as well, similar to what you're doing. So, are there any collaborations in the near future or things you're working on as a Boost Mobile athlete?
Um, I think the biggest thing I've been keeping like a secret, but there's a athletic sock company called True Socks.
Mhm.
I know a lot of NFL players wear them, a lot of soccer players wear them. They hit me up when it all started, and I just finally got a chance to review our rules and regulations at Southern University, and they weren't compatible at first, so we found something in the middle, and now it's close to happening, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, so I hear that you just said that you have a TikTok following. So tell us a little bit about that and how many followers do you have on TikTok?
I have 26,000 on my main account, and then I have my backup account has like 24,000.
And when did you start your TikTok?
Really, it was just fun. When I got to school, I have three brothers at home, so like
Mhm.
all my life, we love being in front of a camera. We just love
Right.
interviewing people, being funny and having fun. And I picked it up, made a couple like funny videos with my family, and
Mhm.
started to grow, started to get some money from it. And then like I never like thought I would like take it somewhere, but
Right.
now after practices, like whenever I have free time, just sit in front of the camera for 15 seconds and entertain people. So I love it. It's just
Yeah,
unlimited.
honestly, why not? Because a lot of people are doing that, and not only that, TikTok now is like it just seems like it's growing and growing. So it's definitely something to take advantage of in the world we're in now. So I definitely think it's a good look for you for TikTok, especially. It seems like you can grow endlessly on there if you
Yeah,
find a niche. So but I hear you say you're from Philadelphia. So are you an Eagles fan by any chance?
I am. Yeah.
Oh geez, they're having a rough season so far.
I don't know what's up with it. I mean,
All right, fine. So you're an Eagles fan. I have to ask you about Jalen Hurts.
I've been a big fan. Obviously, the whole city of Philadelphia was behind him when he came. We're still behind him, but like at some point we're going to get something going. When
Yeah,
Doug Peters got fired, it would raise some red flags because he won a Super Bowl. So
right. I haven't seen a lot from Miles Sanders this season. Do you think anything? Because Jalen Hurts is there now, and Devontae Smith is the big wide receiver number one, and they're starting to figure it all out with a new coach and Trey Sirianni. So, do you think that Miles Sanders, has the ability to pick it up this season? Because a lot of people are disappointed with him in fantasy so far, due to the lack of play from him and the lack of touches. So, do you think that he'll pick it up? I mean, I think at some point, they're going to have to figure it out with him. They play the Chiefs this weekend. So, what do you think?
I do. I think just like any other running back, it takes a couple games to get into it. But once you have that one game, you get into it. The rest of the season is just gone with the wind. Everything comes with it. So I think we'll have that one good game, a couple of good runs, like any other running back in any other college team, anything, and then the rest of the season, it's gonna be history.
Okay, so it's still really early on, but do you think the Eagles can? Obviously, and like I said, it's really early on, but do you think the Eagles can still win that division, or do you think it's just the Cowboys for the rest of the year? And
I
the Eagles
do.
are just
I think we can win it. Eagles Cowboys is always a big rivalry.
yeah.
But no, I think the Eagles can. Eagles just got to build the team chemistry, and they just got to trust Jalen Hurts and the coaching staff, and I think everything will else come with it.
It's definitely going to take some time for them for sure. Obviously, with Hurts, and he did have a full off season last year as well. So it will be interesting to see how they play against the Chiefs this weekend because the Chiefs are 1-2. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, a fluke fumble against the Ravens, and Herbert's playing playing out of his mind for these first three games so far. So I think it should be a good matchup with you guys. I really want to see the Jalen Hurts Devontae Smith connection. I'm really interested to see that. Obviously, because they both went to Alabama, so it will be interesting to see how that turns out. But I still have some more questions to ask you. So you're a Boost Mobile athlete and you're at Southern University. So how is your season going so far? And take that away.
So obviously I've been a kicker. I was a kicker punter. So coming into fall camp, which is my first fall camp here, I had transferred in from a prep school. First fall camp, I had high expectations, trying to win the job. We had a senior coming back who has been doing it for the last 4 years.
Right.
So trying to take the job from him because I know what I'm capable of doing. And I came in. I'm not gonna lie, I had a rough camp.
Yeah.
And then some things happened during the first game. They had me doing field goals, mid-range field goals and long-range field goals, and they had the senior doing extra points. Now, last game happened, and it was a 42-yard field goal to give us a 3-0 lead in the first half. And now I'm doing extra points and then all the field goals. And we have one guy doing kickoffs and then one guy doing punts, which I like. I like the system we have right now, and we had a great team.
So you're the number one kicker on the team then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got like you said, you didn't really like how your camp went, but there's always room for improvement. And from what I've seen from you so far, I think you have a bright future. So how old are you again?
I'm 19.
Oh wow, you're still young. So you're only 19. So you're what, a freshman in college?
I'm a sophomore in the classroom and a freshman on the field. With all the COVID years and all that, it's weird now. So
you guys have a game this weekend, I'm guessing.
We have this is our bye week this week. So this week we got
okay.
a bye week, and then next weekend we go to Dallas, Texas, and play Texas Southern.
Okay, so what are you doing on your bye week this week? Because I know a lot of players like to just decompress and chill and kind of just unwind because this season is very strenuous and it is very long. So what are you doing on your bye week? Basically, just chilling, maybe going back home. What are you doing?
For me personally, I'm just getting my body right, get my mind right, because obviously kicking 4 to 5 times a week, plus the game, all the reps, all the practicing, it takes a strain on your body, takes a toll on your body. So trying to get my mind right, trying to get my body right. We still practicing every day. Off day tomorrow, off day Saturday, and then back at it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We leave on Thursday. I'd love to go back home, but it's an hour drive, and then if I want to fly back, it's 2 flights. So I don't have the time right now. I'm doing class right now, so everything's good, but just trying to stay relentless, keep my mind right, my body right, and just stay focused for the next game.
Yeah, so that's my next question I wanted to ask you. What is your daily schedule like? Obviously, playing football and balancing and maintaining the schedule of your classes. And, I'm sure you go to the gym and all your routine for football and school. So how do you maintain those two throughout your, Monday through Friday?
When you get to college, you hear time management like that word
Mhm.
over and over again, and
Right.
for most guys, it's like it's just they hate hearing the word. But really, when you get to college, like that time management, like you probably know,
Yeah,
it's like you need to be able to manage your time. So
absolutely.
I have classes in the morning, starting from 9 a.m. to 12.
Hmm.
Team meeting starts at 2 o'clock, and from 2 o'clock to 5:30 is the football on the field aspect of it. So just making sure I'm doing my homework and just being a good student athlete like I've been all my life. Just
Hmm.
making sure I stay on task and like manage my time. I think it's no problem for me.
Right.
Football in the afternoon, classes in the morning, after football practice, shower, eat, and then back to the schoolwork, and then whatever time after that is my free time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, time management is really key, especially in college. And obviously, you're playing football and you're a college athlete, and it's a lot of work. And people don't realize that it's like, oh, they just play football and they just go out there on Saturday, and or any other days of the week is obviously, and they're like, oh no, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's a lot of work if you look at
Yeah,
your schedule and everything else that goes into it, and game prep and film and eating healthy, and trying not to party, and doing all that. So it is it definitely is a lot of work. Do you have any hot takes for NFL or college for this season right now? I'd ask.
you mean like the teams that I like or anything like
Yeah,
that?
or the teams you like, or something you could, you see you're watching the game, or you're like, oh, I think this is going to happen, or like you're been really urgent, or like a break, or maybe a rising star or something like that. Do you see anything like
I think a rising star is obviously the big teams. One of my best friends is the kicker at LSU, which is down the street from me.
that?
So
Hmm.
New York, him being one of the best kickers in college football right now.
Right.
Um, and my high school team, my graduating class went on to play college football. So just watching them guys that I grew up with on the big
Hmm.
stage at schools like Boston College, Temple University, Rutgers University, so that's what makes me happy. But for there's been a lot of upsets. Like I don't think anybody realizes the college
Right.
football.
Right.
Like if you watch I think it was NC State versus Clemson, the kicker got a chance to win the game off a 42-yard field goal, missed
Hmm.
it, went to 3 overtimes, somehow got it back, and NC State won. But you,
I really don't think anybody expected this from Clemson so far this season. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Uga. He
yeah,
hasn't been the same. I think he has one or two touchdowns on the year. They're ranked 25 now. They're playing at 4-0 Boston College, who isn't ranked. So, and there's a lot of hype around that game as well. So I just think this is an off year for Clemson. I think it's a regroup year after losing Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people were like, well, Uga is a 5-star. I think he could just fall right into that role. But if you're not a Trevor Lawrence, or a Bryce Young, or a talented quarterback like that, and I'm not saying Ugubalele, however you pronounce his name, he is talented, but I don't think he's on the
yeah.
level of some of those other quarterbacks that have come in. And since he's not, it takes time, so it just goes to show you that college football quarterback obviously matters the most. I think, in my opinion, it's the most important position. Although, as well, you're a kicker, but
Yeah.
sometimes they can seal the deal. And as you've seen in many games, the San Francisco 49ers and Packers game, that sealed the deal with Mason Crosby and Aaron Rodgers marching them down the field. But I just think that quarterback is super important, and if you don't have that, it's intense. You're shit out of luck.
And if you've seen the Ravens game, just putting your kicker in that situation with Justin Tucker,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think that's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, I think he's a once in a lifetime kicker. I mean, he is the best kicker in the NFL. He's got the best percentage all time. I'm pretty sure. So, I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, kicker's super important. You got to make sure you keep that leg healthy and you don't do anything crazy. But and if you can keep up your tempo and your endurance and your stability. Tom Brady's a perfect example. Even though he's not a kicker, if you can keep at it, you can be a kicker for a long time.
Back to that Boston. I think that Boston College game is really going to open up eyes for the college football period.
I
You see
agree.
Boston College being 4-0. I truly think Boston College will beat Clemson. Just all the momentum they have, the
Right.
players they have. Like I said, one of the guys that grew up with on my team, Pat Garwell, being the starting running back.
Hmm.
The starting running backs, him starting to take off. looking like the old days for him, just like high school. So I think it's scary knowing that I know what he's capable of doing, and now the ACC knows what he's capable of doing. He's got back-to-back Player of the Weeks. So quarterbacks, I know the starter was hurt. So, but
Mhm.
receivers, defense, the best O-line in the country. So I think Boston College is just going to get ranked pretty soon.
Well, it's a good thing I have to ask you because you're high on Boston College, and you said your friend went there, running back, and he's a good friend of yours. I'm a Gators fan. I've been a Gators fan my whole entire life. I go to University of Florida. So, what is our ceiling for the Gators this year? Do you think Emory Jones is the real deal? What do you think about Anthony Richardson? Tell us a little bit about the Gators. Obviously, as that was a really close game against Alabama a few weeks ago. Playing Kentucky.
Um,
They're playing Kentucky this week. They're 3-1. They're number 10 in the country. So I got to ask you what you think about the Gators.
I follow a lot of college football, but the Gators, I'm not too. I know
Mhm.
Evan McPherson, who I've been kicking with all my life. I know he went to the league now for the
Mhm.
Bengals.
Right.
Kyle Pitts
Yep.
played last. He's from my city. He went to a school, played in my conference. So
Mhm.
key guys like that. I know Kyle Pitts is obviously Kyle Pitts.
Right.
So
Right.
losing guys like that's a big deal. But I don't follow a lot of Florida football. I know Florida's good. It's sponsored by Jordan.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know they've always been a good team, a great team, but
Yeah.
I really don't know a lot of Florida football.
And if you didn't know this, they are the only SEC school that got the opportunity to be sponsored by Jordan. One team from each conference is sponsored by Jordan, and they got the nod. Michigan got Big Ten for Michigan. I don't know who's in the Pac-12. There's just but one from each conference basically. So Florida got the SEC nod, which was kind of cool.
That's crazy though. Being sponsored by Jordan,
No,
obviously,
it's
the,
pretty dope.
the stuff they get. I know some people on the team,
Yeah,
and you wanna live that life. That's the life you want to live. Getting all the perks with it, the
right.
shoes, the travel, everything is just living that Florida life is the best life.
Absolutely. So to end this podcast, I like to ask my guest or my guests on the show 5 questions. So I have to ask you my first question for you is who is your favorite kicker of all time? Obviously, growing up playing football and soccer, I guess.
Um, I think my favorite kicker of all time has got to be Justin Tucker. I mean, growing up watching him, I mean, also guys like Adam Vinatieri, who just you grow up, you study. Now being a kicker, like you see all the little things. If they miss a kick, you know what they did wrong. But the
Right.
rest of the world sees a missed kick from the kicker's aspect. But I really think it's been Justin Tucker, and then also Adam Vinatieri, literally studying them and just watching them do what you do, but on a bigger platform is just crazy.
Right. Absolutely. So my second question for you is if you could play for any NFL team in the world, in any NFL team, if they drafted you, or you could pick, better yet, better to phrase it that way, who would you go with?
I gotta say Tampa Bay, and just because
Oh,
I know
okay.
I lived in Florida in Tampa for 3 months. I know the weather is a little on and off with the rain and
Mhm.
the lightning, but I mean I love Florida.
Yeah.
I love Tampa Bay. Obviously, I'm not a Tampa Bay fan, but I'm a fan.
Right. I think
So
everybody nowadays is a Brady fan,
I
honestly.
would love to be a
He
part of
left
that.
New England. Everyone loves him now. Everyone hated him in New England, and now he's gone. And it's like, oh my gosh, and, the Buccaneers fans are flying on the radar.
But I would love to be Tampa Bay.
Yeah, beautiful weather. Honestly, yeah, would honestly not a bad choice at all. Okay, so my third question for you is, what is your favorite food? Maybe your go-to meal that you just love. So, what is your favorite food?
My go-to food is probably got to be steak, like a nice steak, mashed potatoes,
Oh yeah,
and some sweet potato fries on the side with it.
that sounds good.
Always
Honestly.
for
All right,
food.
so
What you doing?
how do you like your steak done? Better yet,
Medium well. I don't
same.
know why.
Okay, right around. Yeah,
It's
same.
always been when I was young, my mom would order my food for me. She literally ordered my food for me, even freshman year sometimes. Like I really didn't know what medium well was, but now it's just medium well is my thing because she put me on it and it tastes good. So that's what I like.
Okay, so my fourth question for you is if you could live anywhere in the world, or you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I'm going with Hawaii.
Okay.
I've watched game shows where they give out the trips to Hawaii. I've seen Hawaii University, like everything about Hawaii just sounds good. I know someone in Hawaii who says I mean, it's like anywhere else, but they live there. But
Right.
Hawaii is just a dream place to me. I've seen pictures, I've seen videos, and that's a place that I love to live when I'm older, or just at least experience one time in my lifetime.
Okay, so you would move to Hawaii or you would visit?
I would. I would to Hawaii.
You would move to
Thing is, if,
Hawaii.
if,
Okay.
if you move to Hawaii, obviously you're leaving big part of the world to go to like somewhere that nobody knows you, but it's something sometimes everybody needs, and
Hmm.
to experience new life somewhere, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I would love it.
it would definitely be a fresh start. And not only that, fun fact, Hawaii is 10 hours behind we are. Or you're in Central Time, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm in Eastern, so you're 2 hours behind me.
I'm 1 hour behind
Or
you.
1 hour, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Pacific's three, and then yeah, okay. Whew. Gosh, don't chop my head off for that one. My fifth question for you is, what is your dream car? You could have any car in the world. What would it be?
Um, it would be an all white Audi. I don't know why, but I know I think it's because my dad is a car salesman, so I've been
Mhm.
around cars in my life. I've seen the exotic cars. Obviously, I love to drive them, but
Right.
just the all white Audi, just it's just a clean look to me, and I'm a big fan of like all white cars. I just think it
Mhm.
looks clean. It's really classy. I would
Absolutely.
have an all white Audi, top of the line.
I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go wrong with white. I mean, it does get dirty, fairly often, but white looks super clean. It looks super crisp, and even if it's like a little older, it still looks. If you clean it right, it looks shining.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's it for us today. I want to say thank you to all the viewers for the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. Don't forget this podcast is on Apple Podcasts. It is on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and make sure to check Luke Jackson out down below. And Luke, plug yourself right now before the Inquisitive Mamba show is off.
My Instagram is Luke Jackson 222. The TikTok Luke Jackson dot 26, and just look out for my name in college football. I promise you, I'm going to be doing big things this season and then the rest of my 4 years wherever I go.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And as always, we will see you next time.
All right, appreciate it. You have a good one.